Welcome back to Slade TV. We got another Market Watch episode for you guys. I'm going to try to keep the intro super short so that way, usually we run out of time talking about these cards. Last time we were going through we're going through every card set. The week before that, we were going through the highest priced, low priced. I figured this week, let's kind of just look at the waifu cards and some of the main character cards. And this is kind of like, let's see how the prices have changed over the last couple of months. I think the overall market kind of is slowly, very slowly settling down. The super, super high prices have started to kind of come down into a normal realm. And some cards haven't, but a lot of cards have. And uh, honestly, I need to know the answer to this question. I don't know if anyone has this. But when a card is in limited supply, I'm gonna use one card specifically as an example here. So this card right here, this Sanji, about 2.5 weeks ago, the cheapest one available was about $50, right? And this is a very popular card. This card has not gotten more popular in the last 2 weeks. If anything, it has actually. Take it back. It has gotten more popular in the last month. So it's kind of had the same level of popularity in the past month. But for some reason, 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, there is none of this card available, right? And then people start buying this card, and all of a sudden, all of these pop up. Every single one you're seeing right here pops out of the woodworks. Before this, we're probably gonna see this seller. Yeah, like the amount that have popped up is so abysmal. It makes absolutely no sense. This was the cheapest one. 2 weeks ago, this was the cheapest listing. It was $60, then it was one for $70. So you're telling me, although the market has not changed and people are buying this card like crazy, there were none on TCG Player 2 weeks ago. This is like a personal rant, actually. There were none on TCG Player 2.5 weeks ago. And within those 2 weeks, like 30 people list this card at a competitive price. So my question is, what happened? Why did it happen? Right? Why did like 30 to 40 people post their Sanjis out of nowhere? Is it because they saw the market, the card went up, so now it's just at a price that they're comfortable selling? But it's just like the lump sum of people at the same time didn't make sense to me. And this happens with a lot of cards. It happened to this Zorojoro too. This was like a $48 card last week, and then all of a sudden 10 people pop up with this card at like a decent price. My question is, where were you guys for that 1 week? You know, uh, it just kind of doesn't make sense to me. But let's get back. Let's get into our market watch. Let's start with Boa. Boa and Nami are the main focal points of my collection. Manga Boa. This has kind of been sitting at the same price, 500 piece. We've already talked about mangas, so this card going up to almost $300 is bonkers. Luckily, I was able to snag one at $100 a while back, but it seems like she's actually sitting and adjusting to this price. So that's kind of nuts. I'm not gonna lie to you. And the Nami's in the mid threes, so the Boa being in the high twos kind of makes sense. Boa usually follows Nami's trend. It's Nami, then Boa, and then everyone has their own preferences. I've kind of seen pudding cards kind of like surprisingly go for a lot of money too. She's very popular. So, this card, it's a lightly played foil at 175. Yeah, so 215. This is probably one of the prettiest cards in the game, period. And it's an SP from Kingdoms of Intrigue. I think they're giving away slow restocks of Kingdoms of Intrigue. We've seen it come. So, the fact that this is still holding up even with minor restocks going around is, it kind of goes to show. I think last time we came to the conclusion that SPs are basically the go-to if you want like a bunch of cards that are going to retain their value. You should go for the SPs for sure. Over time, they show the most promise versus mangas. I've kind of noticed from the start of the game till now, kind of slowly have only gone down. There's no manga out right now that costs more than it did a year ago. They've all went down, but all the SPs have inverted, right? The SP started out low and now they're the most sought after card. So, usually they have better appealing art and, much less pull rates. Like, of course, the manga has, the scarcest pull rate, but, after that is the SP. So, Boa Leader, she's up to $70 and seems to be a bunch on the market. Do we have any actual sales though? Okay, so 2 people bought it today. It seems like people wait until someone posts it in the 60 price range before pulling the trigger a lot of the times. Can't blame them. Everyone has that one number that kind of makes sense. This alt I actually still don't have. This was a $30 card about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and now, it's closing in on $50. So, I actually, like, weirdly, I don't really like this card. I think they got her looking kind of funky in this art. Something about her face lacks the detail that Boa's face normally has, and I don't know if you guys will see this, but like, you look at this art, her face is like sharper and like has more personality. And then when you go back here, I don't know, it's like more bubbly. Like, exclude the chin area. It's just more bubbly. And I don't know, it doesn't have like that presence. Like, look at this, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe you guys see it, maybe I'm just tripping. This card I definitely was able to snag at like freaking, like, I don't even know, $15. Every single card has virtually gone up since I grabbed it a month ago, but they're slowly going back down. Now, will the prices settle back at, the pre-boom prices maybe by the summer? Maybe by the summer. If there's no reprints, then no. But if they do announce another big reprint, usually the news of the reprint drives the price down more than the actual reprints themselves, because at the end of the day, pull rates are scarce. So when we saw that first wave of reprints, we initially thought that, there's going to be so much product on the market. They did a pretty hefty reprint and nothing changed. Like, SPs, alts, the pull rates aren't enough to warrant, the prices going down long term. What's next? This card has been solid at this price for a long time, and it's a very nice looking card. So my only conclusion for this card, it just sucks. This card just has to suck ass in the actual game, because obviously this is the one you can't attack. You can't attack Luffy, which kind of cripples you against certain opponents. But yeah, this card just, I don't know, it just didn't pick up traction. I couldn't really tell you why. This box topper has pretty much doubled. It went from a $4 card. I think I got it for like $3 a while back. I got 2 of them. It's a $10 card now. It's basically a full art of Boa. I don't see any reason why this card shouldn't only go up and be rarer and rarer, because it was a box topper. So this card also, I like the older Boa cards a lot more than like the new wave of cards they've been printing. I love the kaleidoscope background. The SP kaleidoscope SP is my favorite one, but I'm still not a fan of like the face. I don't know if the artists have changed or not. Artist Sunohara. My fault. This is me just, okay, this is the same artist that made this. So I don't know. I'm not a fan of the newer arts on the cards. Like, as of the last maybe set or two. Not really a fan. Boadon, it kind of fell back down into a normal price. This was like a $9 Don a little while ago. Price wasn't really sustainable, but I think down the line, Don, especially, they're not going to reprint a lot of double packs, or they're not going to print anniversary sets. And we've seen Don can be a fair investment because anyone can buy them for any deck. So, Don are always going to go up very slowly over time. This card, this is a good art right here. It's just more crispy, and it's kind of sitting at the same price. I'm going to stop analyzing the art and let's focus on the pricing, because that's kind of what we're here for. This is the regular promo from the sealed battle, but what I don't understand is why the actual winner card, which is a hollow foil version of this card, isn't on TCG Player. I think it was just an error, but because of that reason, we're not really ever going to be able to get to see what the winner version of that card is worth. Next, let's move on to Nami, the creme de la creme of One Piece women. So 720, yeah, it's kind of been at this price for a little while. This event winner is out of stock. I definitely need this card. I've seen it kind of in a wide variety of pricing. A lot of the times on Facebook Market. I don't know what the sales data is here, but yeah, I guess she ended up kind of being at that 500 price range, which was comfortable. I think $400 would be the most I would pay for this if I could find it for that. Otherwise, I'll probably hold off. And most of the time, you kind of see her on Facebook Marketplace. When she first released, people were trying to head crack and ask for $2,000. Now, a little life lesson that I've learned just in being in the TCG space. When a card is first announced, or when someone is the first person to post a certain copy of a card, do not buy it. Because when there is no market sales to gauge what a card is worth, that's when you're going to get violated. And I'm going to give you guys a perfect example. It's not a One Piece card. It's a Union Arena card, right? So I'm just a big fan of CC or C2 from Code Geass, and she had a winner card. I blindly bought it when I saw the first one hit the market. I didn't really know much about Union Arena. I didn't know how the winner cards are acquired, how many kits are given, how many how much will be in circulation. Just paid $100 for it, and it is now a $4 card. So honestly, to make up for it, to make my cost go down, I bought a bunch of copies of it every time it got lower. And honestly, it's a card that I just wanted for my collection. So, I had no intention of reselling it. So I don't necessarily mind. But the reason, $100 wasn't the craziest loss. But the reason I say it is because I saw people buying this Nami for $2,000 on Facebook Marketplace. Because a lot, people didn't know what it was, where it was given, what it was worth. Pre-releases in One Piece. Guys, stop paying the high prices before a set even releases. If people are selling cards from OP10 a week before it comes out, just know that price is going to drop dramatically the first day. I don't understand how people haven't caught on to this or understand this, but you guys need to, just be a little patient, wait till the release day, then cop the cards. So thanks for coming to my TED Talk. This SP Nami, I want this card so bad. I want this card so bad. It's just tripled, bro. I can't get myself to pay $300 for this card. Super nice though. This Nami also, I still don't have this one. I had her, I sold her for about $280 when she was at the highest, and she hasn't kind of settled down to a price that I'm comfortable paying again. This is one of those no sell cards. First Nami parallel, alt art, whatever you want to call it. These are all these prices have been the same for a while. Onami SP was fluctuating a lot, and she has finally kind of found a home price, like 150, I would say is her home price. It sucks that she settled at that because she was under $100 a while ago. This celebration pack Nami, she's been at this price as well for a really long time. All these cards, this shot up. I don't know what people think, what type of cooking with gas plotting people are doing on this card. It was a $20 card a little while back. Now it's $60. High key regret not getting this card, but you know how it goes. You know how it goes. Can't win them all. This was a $20 card, $28 card that I got it for. It's doubled and settled here. After doing a little bit of research, in case anyone was wondering, I don't think this Nami is going to be run in the Nami deck in OP11. So I wouldn't jump the gun to get your hands on this. I think the Onami is a safer bet, and the Flampe is a safer bet if you want to go ahead and get some alts before OP11. We still have a lot of time though. This card is at $45, so luckily I still have one of these. I don't know why I feel like selling One Piece cards is such a fade. There's just no reason to do it. This Treasure Nami's finally back up to over $35. She was sitting at $20 for the longest. Severely underrated price. This is a card that I think in the long run definitely has some value. Wouldn't be the worst idea to snag a couple of these. Definitely wouldn't be the worst idea. I would actually run that Nami now that I think about it. There are better versions of that card. I prefer to use the gift version of the Searchers, but the Rested Dawn one, it's nice. It's aesthetic. It's colorful. So definitely. How much time are we at? How long has it been? 17. I think 17 is a good place to call it. I'll probably do a part 2 where we can jump into the rest of them. So, all right. I mean, we'll jump into this next time because we definitely don't want to waste too much time on each video. I think it would be better split up into a second part. So let me know what you think, if you enjoyed this market watch, and what are your thoughts on the landscape of the market. You think cards are going to keep going up? You think they're going to keep going down? And what's the vibe here? Because they need to make a lot more product with the way the prices are. Because it's getting to a point where if you're trying to collect them all, like I'm trying to collect a bunch of waifus, it's getting expensive, man. You can't pay $60 100 times for different little bits and pieces that you need to complete your binder. So thank you for listening, and till next time.